Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Katie Valentine. I'm a Barcelona-based, my dream life, Australian-born women's empowerment coach. I teach women all around the world how to create their dream life and their dream versions of self by doing the subconscious, nitty-gritty, internal work. But here we make it fun. We make healing fun. And I just want to share that if you feel as if your world has been imploding this week and all the old patterns are coming to the surface, you are so not alone. We've just stepped into the Astro New Year, whether you believe in it or not. This is a new, fresh beginning. Since the calendar New Year, we've been thinking about this person that we want to become. And maybe we've been doing some of the subconscious work to get there. And we've been envisioning and manifestation lists. And now stepping into Aries season, it's like the body is catching up. And the body is like, hey, bringing all those patterns to the surface and all the ways of relating and the relationships and everything that is no longer serving you, the scarcity mindset. Oh my dear God. It's all coming to the surface to be nipped in the bud. You say you want this big life, but you don't want to do the work. And shadow work is one of the most important things of work that you will do in this world, because it forces you to take a look under the hood of your belief system, of your patterns, what's no longer serving you. Our subconscious mind is developed in the first 7 to 14 years of our life. We develop these habits and these patterns that probably kept you very safe when you were young. But then we get to our 20s and 30s, and that playing small that kept you safe is now keeping you from your best life. That people pleasing to keep, oh, my light just turned off. Sorry, guys. You're just going to have to get my days of our lives. That pattern that served you and kept you safe from your parents or caretakers, it's just not serving you anymore. It's not serving you anymore. You either come to shadow work with a want to up level, with a want and a need to create your best life and become the best version of yourself, or the universe makes you so uncomfortable that you arrive there kicking and screaming. Either way, shadow work is going to be the most important thing that you do. Having a secure attachment within yourself, I'm an ex-anxious attachment, makes you magnetic to everything that you want in this life. But if you say that you want this big life and you're not willing to do the work, and you're dreaming this way of new way into being, but you're coming in with all of your old patterns, you're going to sabotage it. That's why I always say it is so important to have a belief system and a nervous system that can hold what you're calling in, so you don't sabotage it because you believe you are worthy of what you want. So we've been dreaming this new way into being for the past 2 months. Now the body is coming up to recollaborate, and it just feels like the world is imploding in. Personal share, I've been through it this week. I really been through it. And I was so grateful that I had done the shadow work and I had done the baseline. It's like my 450-second dark night of the soul. Like, let's go. I know what's happening. I know what's happening. I know that what's no longer working for me, my ways of relating, my ways of thinking, and if something goes wrong, am I going to spiral back into scarcity, or am I going to build a life that is not on a shaky foundation that can be kicked over by someone rejecting you, money not coming through? You build a foundation that is so unshakable, that is so unfuckwithable, that it can withstand any storm. It goes on the outside. You know, there's that meme of like the roller coaster and everyone's screaming, and there's that guy who's done 1,000,000 dark nights of the soul. It's just like, and that's how I felt this week. But it doesn't mean it hasn't been uncomfortable, and it doesn't mean that I haven't spiraled into old thoughts. If you've watched my other videos, I walked away from two very beautiful relationships because I felt there was no more space to grow, and I was very comfortable, and I knew that there was an up level available to me. And I am very adamant on giving myself my own security and not seeking that, having that secure attachment. So my relationships are the cherry on top of a beautiful life. They are not the responsibility of my happiness. And even this week, I truly, truly missed my ex and the comfort and the beautiful connection that we had. But I reminded myself of why we broke up. My relationship before that, a few years ago, I had a safe life in the French Riviera. I could have been safe for the rest of my life with a beautiful, beautiful heart-led man. I had my rent paid for. I lived between two of the best cities in the world. And even this week, I was like, wow, I had so much safety and security. Why did I walk away from that? And I remember the minute that I got so uncomfortable staying in the same place that the universe literally made me so uncomfortable that I got pulled out, and it wasn't pretty. I had to face all of my shit. But there's a reason why we get pulled away from what is no longer in alignment. I love to speak about the cocoon and the butterfly. It's like this caterpillar is just going around. This cocoon just comes out of nowhere. This mother doesn't tell it, hey, you're just going to be put in this cocoon and all your cells are going to change and you're going to become this completely new, beautiful butterfly that's going to take people's breath away. Because the woman or man, if you're watching my space, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. The woman you are becoming is going to take people's breath away, and it is going to repel who is not for you. And you have to allow yourself to let it burn, throw a match and let it burn. Because the person you are becoming and the woman you are becoming and the life that you are cultivating is relying on the decisions that you make today, the morning routine that you have today, the investments that you make in yourself today. I am a repercussion of all the investments that I've made in myself, the business coaches, the healers, the hypnotherapists, the subconscious work I've done on myself, that I've created a completely new person. I look different, I feel different, I walk different. And every day I cultivate, I do things for her, even if it's uncomfortable, even if I really don't want to do it. I keep a vision of the big picture. And that's what I invite you to do today, is think about, no one asks themselves this question. And I want you to ask yourself this question every morning for the next 7 days and see what the answer is. I just want you to sit down at a pad of paper first thing in the morning and just say, what do I want? And the first day you might be like, oh, no one's, I've always wanted for other people. I've created a life for other people. I've created myself for other people. What do what do I want? And keep asking yourself that and keep painting that picture and making it more and more specific, because when you get specific, the universe is like, she wants that. And then it'll send you a few tests like, do you really want that? Or are you going to settle for this? And it's so important for you to know who you are, your values, your standards, to have such an unshakable foundation within you that no one else can tell you who you are. So when you step into a misaligned relationship, or a client doesn't feel right, or something at work, or whatever it is that you're calling in, and this big shiny test comes over here, you don't falter, because you are so clear on what you want and who you want. Now that I am back in dating, I'm so clear on what it is that I want and the type of values and the type of what's the word, manner, is like the type of man that I am calling in. So when we're having the conversation needs to be in alignment with that. If it goes off track and gets too sexual, or if it gets quite boring, or if I feel like I'm chasing and no effort's being put in, I saw something on YouTube last night about not being the moo cow that's like, we're getting milk, like, hey, I'm here, getting milk, but being the deer in headlights. It's like, oh, like, get spooked. Like, that kind of behavior is not in alignment with who I am. No thanks. Because it helps you command respect. The magnetic dream version of self, magnetism, feminine woman, whatever they call high value woman, commands a room because of her internal reality. It's nothing, I promise you, it's nothing to do with what you look like or how much you weigh or what you wear. It's about who you believe yourself to be. What do you believe that you are worth? Your value, what you bring to the world. When you step into a room with that, you can feel it when people walk into the room. When you have a friend or you date someone who is insecure and you constantly have to reassure them, it can get quite exhausting. And then there's the woman who is just so unshakable that nothing can drive her off. She's so clear on her goals. She's so clear on what she wants and who she is. And she's working every day and investing in herself, whether it's a gym membership or the program that I'm going to tell you about in a second, whether it's just opening up your phone first thing in the morning and listening to a guided meditation. You've got plenty on my channel. You've got my whole membership space. It's making that decision every morning. Instead of scrolling, I'm going to do this. And bit by bit, every single day, you start to create these new neural pathways and you start to step into your dream self and you start looking in the mirror and you're like, hey, I look in the mirror every day and I'm like, I love you. Like, thank you. Thank you for everything that you have endured. Thank you for all the times you got tired of your own shit to be the woman that stands before me now. So let's get straight to the point. If you want to become the woman of your dreams, you need to do the work, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've said it before. No one can do this work for you. No one can. There's no guru out there that can come in and wave a magic wand. It's on you to invest in yourself and do the internal work. There's no bypassing this. You can't skip the shadow work and expect to step into your best life. You can't. And this is where unshakable confidence comes in. It's my exact inner child and shadow work process that I use in my programs and with my one-on-one clients to go deep into the subconscious and identify. Do you know how freeing it is to identify a pattern and say it out loud and identify your shadow works? It gives it shadow words. It gives you the power to reprogram them. I have women, and this happens to me often, that come in and say, well, I want to be I want to have magnetism. I want to be magnetic. God, I'm just sorry, guys. I've been filming all morning. I want to be magnetic. I want to command a room. I want to feel valued with my business partner. I had one woman who was playing small, and I went through and we identified a pattern that she'd been carrying around for 20 years. And we reprogrammed it through the shadow and inner child work. She walked into the board meeting the next day with all of these men, and they all said how valuable she is and how magnetic she is and how beautiful she is. My shadow word was redneck Australian living in Europe. I felt like the biggest redneck, and I hated my goofy laugh, and I felt like my vulnerability was a curse. And I wanted to be graceful. It was so unregulated and it was fast. And I remember when I started doing the shadow work around that to reprogram it into graceful. And I went out to a party and this man came up to me and he was like, I've never seen a woman move with such grace. No one had ever said that to me in my life. And now it's a common theme in my life in dating. I'm very slow, and I'm like this what I'm teaching, but I'm very slow and intentional with what I do. Everything's at a very slow pace now, and I feel like a different woman. And this is all to say the women who get everything that they desire in this life are not the ones chasing. They're not the moo cows overexerting themselves. They are the one who command attention and opportunities and abundance and men and whatever it is you are calling in just by being themselves. So I created a 1-hour masterclass, which will take you through identifying your shadow words. I will take you through a healing at the end. We will reprogram your subconscious mind. We will identify the parts and the elements of self, the mannerisms of self that you want to embody. The future version of self that you are stepping into and becoming. And if you've listened up to here on this video, it means that I'm hitting a chord here. I'm striking a chord. You do want to become that girl. You'll also get my high value woman morning routine, which helps you reprogram your mind. If you do this, it's 10 minutes, guys. If you do this every morning for 28 days, you will start to create that new neural pathway and you will just effortlessly become magnetic. There's all sorts of bonuses in there to bring you towards your best self. I poured my heart and soul into this. And if you use the code YouTube, I'm going to link it down below. I don't want to go too far into this. You can go check it out yourself. You use the code YouTube below and you can get 50% off. But right now, I just want to take you through a quick healing. It's going to turn live performance on. So I just want you to get comfortable. Get comfortable in your seat. You can even lay down if you want to. And just take a deep breath in as you bring your eyes all the way up into the back of your eyebrows. fluttering those eyes as you hold the breath. And exhale, bringing those eyes all the way down to your heart space. Just arriving here to your space, just taking a moment for you. And I just invite you to melt into the surface beneath you like honey, just feeling roots going down into the center of the earth from your body, grounding you. And any anxiety, any stress, anything in the body or mind, any loops that you wish to let go of, just take a deep breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, sending that down into your roots, down into the earth. And in your mind's eye, see a movie theater and just walking down into that theater, down and taking a seat in the front row. And on that movie screen is your dream life 6 months from now. It's been the best 6 months of your life. You've done the work, you've faced your shadows, you've cultivated your dream life, and just allow the subconscious to paint this movie screen, this movie playing on this screen as whatever you want it to be, no limitations. Dream big, allowing the sounds as you see yourself moving through your dream day. What does that look like? Smell like? What are you wearing? What kind of conversations are you having? Who are you with? And what is it about this vision that you value? What is it that makes you really excited about this? And just allow this future version of self to stand facing you on that movie screen. Allow them to give you an action step or a message. And just see how facing yourself, facing your patterns, investing in yourself could bring this life to fruition. See yourself letting go of bad habits, limitations, beliefs that you're not enough. See yourself doing the shadow work and learning and becoming this dream version of self on that screen. And placing your hand on your heart space. On a scale of 1 to 10, how important is this vision to you? Just allowing that to sink in. Remembering this number every time you make a decision. every time you invest in yourself, every time you choose self-care over scrolling or numbing. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out, wriggling the fingers and the toes and coming back into this space. Slowly opening up the eyes, looking all around the room, familiarizing yourself with everything in the room. You just want to flick your wrists as if you were flicking water off the little nervous system reset. My loves, I hope this was helpful for you today. I wish you the most incredible 2025. If this was helpful, please give me a like or a subscribe or a comment. It helps me get my message into the eyes and ears of the people who need it. I show up here for free because I just want to share this knowledge and give you all that I got. And if you have any questions around unshakable confidence, please drop it in the comments. And Happy New Year.